Just see if I can find my way through this town. Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with an update video today. We'll have a bit of a chat about what's been going on in Spain over the last couple of days while I go for a walk along the coast here. I think we'll go for a walk that way today. We'll go for a walk through the town rather than along the coastal area, so you can check out what that is like also. Now there's a fair bit happening in Spain currently, considering that the new year has started, and by the way, Happy New Year to everyone out there. Hope you've had a fantastic start to the new year, and as I said, in Spain, lots of changes come 2023, especially when it comes to reductions in food prices, and we'll chat about that during the walk today. So let's go. Now we'll get the weather out of the way. As you can see, a calm day today. If you've heard of the expression calm before the storm, this is calm after the storm. A little bit cloudy, sun trying to peek its way through the clouds there, but the most important thing is that there's not much wind. The last couple of days have been extremely windy. Yesterday, very, very wet. In fact, I haven't seen wind and rain like that for a long time. In fact, some parts of Spain were also affected by the Atlantic storms, the northwest part of the country, Galicia. Very heavy rain there yesterday. Serious flooding in some parts of that autonomous community, but as we know, Galicia is one of the places in Spain that was suffering from a drought, and hopefully with all of the rain that they have had in the last couple of months or so, drought is no longer an issue in Galicia. Let's hope. Now this road here yesterday was blocked off because it was completely flooded. All of this water accumulated here. I think the drains have worked overnight, and it's now almost gone. Still a bit of a puddle over there, but as you can see up there, they blocked the road off. Because, as I said yesterday, a very rainy day here in Portugal. The skies opened up, the rain came pouring down, and a very, very wet and windy day indeed. But fortunately, it's gone. Now this is one of the local seafood restaurants here, Marisqueira, on the coast here in Portugal. Bang on the coast here in Portugal, as you can see. And this restaurant has some of the best views of any restaurant in this area. If we come down here, we'll see that they have an outdoor seating area there, and also big windows that look out onto the Atlantic Ocean. So if you're ever in this part of the world and you fancy a seafood platter, this would be a restaurant to have that. Because this town in Portugal, like many of the small towns on the Portuguese coast, famous for their seafood and for their fish dishes. Forget about cod, it's all about fresh fish here. So it's now 2023, and that means that as of yesterday, there are some changes in Spain, especially when it comes to discounts when you do your grocery shopping. VAT, as we know, has been slashed on basic items. Things like fruit and veg, milk, eggs, pulses, things like that, either has been slashed from 4% down to 0%, and also on pastas and oils from 10% down to 5%. Here we have an example of one of the narrowest houses in Portugal. Very, very narrow house indeed, squeezed in between two bigger houses. Unbelievable. And with these VAT reductions, the government thinks that it's going to keep the population happy, and hoping that they will be re-elected at the end of 2023, because as we know, 2023 is an election year. I've said it a few times on the channel already. I've just turned the camera around so that you can see this wall behind me, mural artwork, so quite attractive there. As I said, the government hoping that it will be re-elected at the end of 2023, but no guarantee of that. Just see if I can find my way through this town. I think this is a path that will take me out of here. Let's hope. And according to certain polls in the press currently, the coalition partners are going to have a tough time getting re-elected at the end of 2023. According to certain newspapers, mainly newspapers on the right side of politics, the coalition government has lost a lot of popularity because of some controversial law changes that came in at the end of 2023. I don't think the government's worried about losing their core voters, people that always vote for the PSOE party or the Podemos party, but swinging voters might not be voting for them again like they did last time. One of the characteristics of the Spanish political system is that the two main parties, the PSOE and the PP, have their core voters, people that will always vote for them. In the case of the PP, there's a certain amount of people, millions of people, that will always vote for the PP, no matter what they do, no matter how corrupt the party is. And that's the same for the PSOE party. I'm sure it happens in other countries as well, but in Spain it is very marked. And then you have the swinging voters, people that vote for minority parties, people that come and go voting for the two big parties, and those votes will be crucial come December 2023. The political situation in Spain is not the same as it was 10 years ago. There are lots of smaller parties in the system now, and they do affect the vote of the bigger parties. That's why we have coalition governments in Spain now for the first time ever, I believe. So it's going to be interesting to see the power of those smaller parties also come December. So we'll see. Now, this is the famous Peniche Fortress, currently a museum, I believe. But back in the day, it was used as a prison for political prisoners, people that were not happy with the Portuguese regime, I believe. And it sits here on the coast in Portugal, and quite a monumental site. Portugal has also had quite a turbulent political past over the last 50, 60, 70 years. They had a dictator in the same way that Spain had a dictator. So parallel politics there between Spain and Portugal. And I think the Portuguese dictator, Mr. Salazar, I believe his name was quite a cruel man. And this is where he used to put his political prisoners, people that didn't agree with his ideas. But thankfully now, Portugal is a democracy. We'll go for a walk along here out to the lookout area, and we'll have a look at the views that you can get from this part of Peniche. Some people over there taking selfies with the Atlantic behind them. But this is the views that people get, those houses there, these fantastic Atlantic views. And that village there, I think a lot of people work in the fishing industry. So very close to the sea, and no doubt their lives completely tied to this ocean. And no doubt people that live in those houses got absolutely thrashed by the storms over the last couple of days. Now, another important change that started yesterday, the 1st of January, is that the fuel rebate is no longer. It has gone away. Now it's only for certain professional organisations, for example, hauliers and the shipping industry, I believe. But for the rest of us, for the average driver, no more fuel rebates, which means that we're going to be paying expensive fuel prices again without government support or taxpayer support. We've got some locals over there in a Portuguese cafe doing the favourite Portuguese pastime, which is drink coffee. So I'm not sure which of these two measures is going to prove more popular with people in Spain, the 20-cent fuel rebate that we had last year, or the rebate on supermarket products that we're going to have this year. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Fuel or food? Now, as we can see, some renovation works have been going on at this fortress over the last couple of years. Portugal 2020 is the program. We can see here that the total cost, just under 3 million euros, of which 2.5 is financed by the European Union, hence the flag there, 453 by Portuguese government. If we go over here, there's another renovation works going on as well, 815,000 or just over 815,000 euros, 692, close to 693,000 financed by the European Union, and 122 by local taxpayers. And the time frame to get these works done, 180 days here, and this one here, 365 days to get the works done. And that's another example of the long reach of the European Union, financing projects like this one to keep these national monuments in tip-top shape. And here we have the name of the museum, the National Museum of Resistance and Freedom. There we go. And no doubt some of the political prisoners back in the day tried to make their escape out into the Atlantic through that tunnel. Now, this town, Peniche, has turned into a tourist town over the last 20 years or so. Don't think it used to be a tourist town. It used to be a more of a fishing port. Well, it still is a fishing port. You can see over there the boats and the port. Plenty of activity going on. Boats will be able to go out later today and fish, something that they haven't been able to do over the last couple of days. But as we can see there, it's just restaurant after restaurant after restaurant up the main strip of this town. Now this part here has been blocked off, obviously because of the rough weather conditions over the last few days, warning people not to walk out along the pier because the waves come crashing over the top and can be a little bit dangerous in my opinion, and obviously the opinion of the authorities. So we'll go for a walk along here instead, not the area that has been roped off, and hopefully we won't get into too many problems walking along this part of the port. And I'll turn the camera around so you can get an idea of what the port is like here behind me. As I said, it's a functioning port, very busy port. In fact, I'd say it's one of the most important ports in this part of Portugal. Plenty of activity there. Lots of supermarkets have their main operations there where they buy fish directly from the port, and the quality of the fish that comes out of the Atlantic here, very, very good indeed, and plenty of jobs created at this port here in Peniche. One of the characteristics of this town, Peniche, is that it's very industrial. People that have been here will know that there are lots of factories around the port, and it's not the most attractive place in Portugal. If you're looking for a beautiful seaside village, this is not the place. It's a tourist town, yes, but it's also an industrial city, and lots of people working in the industries here. And this sign completely sums up just how dangerous walking along that pier can be. And when it comes to tourism in this part of Portugal, I think it's always been a popular place for locals, but international tourism has really taken off over the last 10, 15, maybe 20 years, ever since this area got discovered as a surfer's paradise. And people from all over the world come to surf some of the famous breaks here, for example, Supertubos. Now another change in 2023 in Spain is the introduction of these new ZBE zones, or low emission zones. I think some 150 towns around the country with 50,000 people or more have to set up one of these ZBE areas this year. Technically they should have done it already, but some places are a little bit slow getting the ball rolling, and cities and towns with 50,000 people or more have to do this. And as I have mentioned in various videos over the last couple of weeks, this is going to affect a lot of people, especially non-residents traveling to different cities around the country. Because basically, if you don't have the right type of car, you won't be allowed to drive in the central parts of these cities. If you've got an electric car, no problems. If you've got a hybrid car, no problems. If you've got a car with a B sticker on it, you might have issues. If you've got a car with a C sticker on it, you should be okay for the time being. But electrics and hybrids, no problem at all. And that leads me to another problem that has arisen in recent times: cars with hybrid stickers on them that actually pollute more than some other combustion engines. So it's a bit strange what's going on. Apparently one of the ways that you can get an eco sticker is by converting your car to gas. A friend of mine did this. He has a Porsche Cayenne, which as we know is an absolute petrol guzzler, but he put a gas conversion in the boot and he got the eco sticker. And he told me that he doesn't always drive around with the gas switch on. He normally drives around with the petrol switched on because I think he has the choice of both. So he's got the eco sticker but drives around in a petrol guzzling Porsche Cayenne. So go figure. Now going for a walk up along the main strip here in Peniche. As you can see, the roads are not in very good condition. Lots of traffic, noisy traffic, but restaurant after restaurant after restaurant in this part of town. The food's not too bad. You can get a decent meal here, but always better to look for a restaurant outside the main tourist strip, in my opinion. Lots of traditional Portuguese fish restaurants, and here we have the local Indian restaurant as well, Maharani Indian restaurant. Let's check out the prices. So for example, if we go for garlic naan, $3.50. Let me know if you think that's expensive or not. Chicken curry, $9.50. Mango chicken, $10.50. Chicken tikka masala, €11. Fish korma, €12. So let me know if those prices are reasonable or expensive to sit in this restaurant with the views that we have. Now a quick update on the channel for 2023. I mentioned in yesterday's live stream that I might not put out content on such a regular basis this year as I did last year. Not sure yet. I'll wait and see how the year pans out. And I'm also looking to do more variety when it comes to content, more travel videos, more food videos, maybe some wine videos, get out and about more rather than sit around in my study or my recording room all day. Let us know what you think, and if you've got any ideas for content, please send them through. Thanks for all of the positive comments that were sent through yesterday also, telling me to keep on going, to keep putting out content. Thanks for that, and I will, but I might mix it up a little bit more than I have been doing for the past 3 years. Talking about the news all the time gets a little bit depressing, and sometimes it's difficult to find interesting stories, but I will keep putting those news videos out, but as I said, maybe not as frequently. Or I might do more videos like these ones that I have been doing for the last week or so here in Portugal, where I talk about the news, but also give you guys an idea of what's going on the ground here in both Spain and Portugal. So as I said, let us know what you think. Yeah. That's one thing I love about Portugal. When you say good morning to someone, they say good morning back. Unlike the part of Spain that I live in, when you say buenos dias, no one replies. It's sad. Houses here, as you can see, with this wall art, if you like, very popular, giving a feel for the local customs and traditions of this part of Portugal, as we can see there, related to the fishing industry. Another one here and another one here. And I think these murals add life and colour to an otherwise boring neighbourhood. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now I'm going to start to wrap the video up. Questions and comments, please leave them in that section below. Let us know what your plans for 2023 are. If you're in Spain, let us know what you think about the new changes regarding the lowering of VAT and the scrapping of the fuel rebate. Let me know. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. I'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego, ate luego. Feliz Año Nuevo.